What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Clark Griswold YouTube channel. I am Mr. Clark Griswold. Thank you guys for joining me here today, and if I didn't say it, welcome to the channel. Guys, if you're new to the channel, struggling with trading, struggling with the strat, or you're new to any of this stuff, this channel is going to absolutely change the way that you guys trade in the stock market like nothing you've ever seen. But the very first thing I need you guys to do is go down below, click that subscribe button, and then hit that bell. That bell is the most important part. That gives you the notifications for when I send out videos exactly like this one every single day. This is our watch list for Thursday, August 25th. I send these videos out for free every single day for you guys. Okay, I send out these, I send out top fives, I send out weekly swings, I send out monthly swings. 300 plus videos are on this YouTube channel for you guys to learn how to trade this strategy, how to learn to trade the strat, and how to do it profitably and how to do it consistently over and over and over again. We teach you how to get into trades, how to get out of trades, how to manage your trades while you are in them, the different setups to get into those trades. We go through it all in this channel. Trade reviews on trades that we've taken that have worked, that haven't worked, and how we go through those trades. So it's all on this channel. Everything that you need for the strat is on this channel. If you are on Twitter, I am also there, so you can follow me on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold. You can ask me questions there. You can DM me there, whatever you need. I am here to help you guys out. I usually get back to you guys within the same day. So if you have questions on this stuff, again, you can also comment down below with questions that you have or profit that you've made, or anything in general. And then if you're doing that, make sure you give me a thumbs up as well. It helps with the algorithms and helps to get this out to as many people as possible. The goal here with the Griswold community is basically to create as many great traders as we can, and we want you guys to profit, and that's why we're here. That's why we're teaching you this stuff. You can also follow me and get into anything that I offer for free or fee-based on my Discord. That Discord link is in the description below. You can click on that. It'll take you into the Discord. There's a ton of channels there. We've got live trading bots. It is a paid portion of that Discord. I also have a Griswold Strat indicator for TradingView, but you can't find it on TradingView. It's private, so you can either find it in the link in the description below, on Twitter, or on the Discord. So go check that out as well. Now, before we run into this list here, guys, a few things I want to go over. TradingView is the platform that I use to chart, and that's what you see on your screen now. If you want to use TradingView, if you've never used it before, or you're looking for a program to help you chart, then TradingView is a great one, and you can give their subscriptions a free 30-day trial with the link in the description below. So go click on that link. It'll give you a free 30-day trial for TradingView with one of their subscription platforms. And if you enjoy it and you want to use it, you'll get up to $30 off of that subscription. But you need to first click that link down below to get you set up with that. And then the last thing I want to go through here, guys, is the ads, or are the ads. I know they suck and I know they're annoying, but those ads pay to keep these videos free for you guys continuously, okay? So I ask you one thing in return for me putting in the work to put out these videos for you guys is just to let those ads run through, and I thank you in advance for that. So when those ads run through, it helps to pay for me to put these videos out for you guys for free. It pays for my time to do this. Keeps your money in your pocket. You guys get to learn for free. You just got to watch a little ad. So thank you guys for doing that in advance. Let those ads roll through. Go get a drink, go get a snack, and then we can rock out through these ads, or through the watch lists. Alrighty, let's get started on this watch list. And guys, if you stay tuned to the very end, I will give you a top 5 with a couple bonus plays on a couple tickers that I don't normally send out to you guys. So stay tuned till the end. We'll go through the top 5 at the end of this video. Okay, so the first one I've got on the list is Nike. Nike finished with a 2 down green, so we're going to look for this thing to trend back up with the day and the week both being green. The month for us to turn green, well, we have a long way to go for that. We have to hit all the way up to 114 bucks. So if we go back onto the daily, and our 114 marker is right there. So we could hit that tomorrow, and we could flip everything to green to have full time frame continuity. But we'll see what happens with Nike. We can take calls at $112 and 39 cents. First target's marked. People ask me all the time where I take my strike prices. So what I would do in a situation like this on Nike, first of all, I need the spread between the bid and the ask to be tight. So within a couple pennies, 2, 3 pennies, 5% or less, basically the spread between the bid and the ask is what I need for my rules for me to take a trade. You guys don't have to follow that, but that's something that I will follow and that I like to input into my strategy. So in saying that, the strike price that I would take on this would be 112. Probably not. I'd probably take a 113 if there was a 113.50 is what I would be taking. And then I take closest expiry. That's the way I like to play it. It's okay if you guys buy time, meaning you get an expiry date that's closer out than this Friday is probably what it's going to be. So you can take next Friday as your expiry. You're going to pay a little bit more, but you're paying for the time. And this thing isn't going to, if it trends back down on you, it's not going to run as bad as something, say you take this Friday. So you won't lose as much. You won't gain as much, but you won't lose as much. So it's a little bit of a safer way to play on Nike or on any play. You buy time. Again, the risk is less, but the profit is also a little bit less. So on Nike, like I said, we can take calls at 112.39, and we're going to look to trade into time frame continuity. Go on to the next one. It's INTC. So INTC has a 2 down that finished red. Okay, so what we're looking at here is a 1-2-2 rev strat. I'm having a really tough time with a lot of these plays because everything looks so bearish still. Okay, like our time frame continuity is all to the downside. Now, if we look at this, can we play exhaustion risk on INTC? We probably can. Going back and looking to find out where the lows are. We're into 2019, and there is no candlesticks. We have to go all the way back to July 2017 to find these lows that we are currently at from INTC. So we haven't hit these lows in like 5 years, guys. So can we look at some exhaustion risk here? We could on INTC. So this would be your actionable signal that you would look at. It's a 1, 2 down, 2 up reversal. So there's a couple things on this. So we have a 1-2-2 setup, rev strat reversal, and that is a 1, 2 down, 2 up. The other thing we have is a hammer candle. Now, although it's red, it's still a hammer candle, so that tells us that there is possibly a bullish signal here. So we can look for calls on this thing at $33.99, and then I'm just going to change this to green because that will be our first target. Okay, and I'm going to delete these other ones. I don't even need to delete these ones because these lines are what take us all the way back, okay, to that 2017 mark. I actually didn't notice those. So that, and then, we have some lower candles down here even further. But we are at some lows that we haven't been at in 5 years. So we can look at this as a possible exhaustion risk and a chance for us to trend up. Now, if we look at the broadening formation, we're not there yet based off of this big old thing. But we'll see what happens. Okay, so not at my top 5. It's not something I'll be watching overly close, but it's something that we can look at for a possibility to trend up, okay? And like I did say, I'm having a little bit of a tough time with this because there's so much bearish sentiment, I believe, still for things to continue to trend down. But again, we'll see what happens. So Wells Fargo WFC had a 2 down finish green. We can call this a hammer candle. So we can look for calls at $44.70. First target we have marked out here. And then we've got time frame continuity on our side right across the board outside of the year. So this is something we could look at to trend back to the upside possibly for tomorrow. And that's the thing, guys. We're showing day setups here, day trades. So realistically, the market runs and ebbs and flows and price aggregates, meaning it moves up and down like a heartbeat, like you can see here. Boom, 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 right? So we're up and down, up and down. So there's nothing saying that we can't have a little bit of an upward trend before we continue lower. Okay, so that's even though I think we have some bearish sentiment here, we still can have up days. So AMD is another one of those plays. 2 down, finish green. We can look for calls. I'm going to change this to yellow because that's what color it should be. Calls at 93.38, and then first targets are marked out here at $94.40. Apple is up next. Another big time ticker. These are one of the major ones I like to play, guys, because AMD and Apple and SPY and Neo, I think Fubo is the same way. There's a bunch of them. They have really tight spreads between the bid and the ask. They're really easy to get in and out of, and the premiums are set at good prices. So we can get, 1 day expiry, 0 day expiry, 2 day expiries, and we're only paying $100 a contract, $150 a contract or less. Okay, in some cases it's 20, 30, $40 per contract. So you have a small account, you can do this with a small account. You don't need a large account to trade. There's plenty of tickers that allow you to trade options with small accounts. So again, Apple has a 2 down that finished green. We had a 2 down that finished green the day before, and we looked for this to trend up. We could have looked for it to trend up. It didn't. Had a little bit of a shooter candle there, and we trended down a little bit further and then came back up. So is this a turning point where Apple can have a green day and a 2 up? It's possible. So we can look for calls on Apple at 168.13, and then we've got our targets marked out accordingly, or our pivot points, or our magnitude. You're going to hear stratters talk about magnitude a lot, and all they're talking about is just these pivot points or the targets for us to take profit on our trades, okay? And next up, we've got BAC. And guys, if you're wondering how to manage trades, again, if you didn't hear it at the beginning, I go through plenty of review videos, and we talk about how to manage a trade if we don't hit targets, and just how to get into a trade, how to get out, and how do we make sure we're leaving the trade with profit. So I talk about all that stuff. You just have to go find the videos on the channel. It's there for you guys to learn from, okay? Bank of America, BAC. Bottom of this broadening formation. Okay, so we've tagged the bottom of that. I want to go back and see what this is and where it's coming from. This big one right here. Okay, so we busted up and down and up and down, and we broke through and come down to this one, and now we're bouncing off it again. So I'm wondering if we take a bounce off it and continue higher, or are we going to trend lower off of this thing? We do have a 2 down that finished green. We've got nice time frame continuity outside of the week, but this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. If we trigger, our weekly is going to be green, because this line right here, this where I am right here, that's where our weekly triggers and flips to green. So if this triggers Bank of America, we could have full time frame continuity to the upside, and we've got target 1 there. We'll change that to green, and then target 2, normally we would go to the top of the wick, but in this case we have a gap, meaning there's no candle in between here and here. Okay, so we have this gap. We're looking to fill that gap. So the next target becomes the bottom until we fill that gap. That's, excuse me, that's on BAC. Citigroup, ticker symbol C, is up next. 2 down, green. And again, this is the thing I'm saying. We have a bunch of these 2 down greens, but I'm feeling like we still have a bearish sentiment here, and we probably still are going to see a little bit of a downtrend. I could be completely wrong. It's just kind of what I'm thinking and what I'm seeing. Okay, so calls at 51.29, and then we'll just take our first targets, second target, top, third target is that gap that we had on Monday morning on almost everything. Okay, so CAT, not something I trade very often. I know Addicts has swung this thing and made some really good money on it. We had a 2 up that finished red on Caterpillar, so we can look for puts on this one at 193.52. The spread on CAT between the bid and the ask isn't great. I mean, if you're looking at a swing trade and you want to get in it, the bid and the ask, that's where you have a little bit of play, because you don't need to get into that trade right away. When I'm day trading, guys, I want to jump into that trade and it runs in the morning, or that's what I'm hoping for it to do. And I don't want to have to be in this trade or in any trade for really more than an hour. I'd like it to be over within 15 or 20 minutes, and I'd like to take my 20+% and go home for the day. When you're looking at swing plays, that's where you can take a limit order and get it filled somewhere in between. Okay, a little bit different than when you're day trading and you want to jump in and jump out. So my rules, that's how I play it. GE, General Electric, has an inside bar on the day, and do we trade within it? Here's the thing, there's a ton of crap going on with like Cyberdog, Jermaine from Sepia Group, and man, guys are all over him. All he's saying, guys, all he is saying is that this is an inside bar. So if tomorrow we don't break out of this inside bar, then you shouldn't be trading it. That's all he's saying. And those are his rules. He gets to decide. That's his opinion, and he's an expert in his opinion. Okay? So he gets to decide that. If you want to trade it, go ahead. But he doesn't. Okay? So there's no reason to crap on a guy because he doesn't take an inside bar trade. Now, he's not saying to not trade these. He's saying if, like all day today, he wouldn't have traded General Electric because it stayed inside of the previous candle. Tomorrow, if this stays inside of the previous candle, he won't trade it. But you break out to one side or the other during the day, take it. That's what he's saying. He's not saying he doesn't trade off of inside bars. He doesn't trade in inside bars. So I know a lot of you guys don't, but there are a few people crapping on him. I knew it was coming on that I think it was CVX that had that triple inside bar, and I knew people were going to be all over him because it broke and people made money on it. And but that's not what he was saying. So all he's saying is if it's a current inside bar on the day, he does not trade it. And that's, like I said, that's his rules, that's his opinion, and he is an expert in his opinion, just like you guys are an expert in yours, but you don't gotta crap on the guy for making that choice. Anyways, let's get back on track here. GE calls at 77.28, puts at 75.88. Time frame continuity is to the upside, so I would look for calls on this one at 77.28 and puts at 75.88. 77.28 and 75.88 on this. And then again, if we trigger to the downside, well, then the day is red and the week is red. So we can play GE either way. The Google machine, 2 down, finish green. We'll look for calls on this one at 115.72. You guys can mark out your own targets. There is a gap there. JP Morgan, 2 down, finish green. This one, again, we can look for calls at 116.41. The week will not flip until here, so about halfway, a little bit less than halfway to the target. So, again, we can take this if we want. The hourly and daily would be green. I'm okay with that on JP Morgan if you want to take it. And again, if you didn't hear it at the start, guys, stay till the end. I've got a top 5 coming up at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that, okay? Micron Technologies MU. 2 down, finish green. Can you call that a hammer candle? It's tight, it's close. We can call it a hammer candle, but again, we have this little bit of a discrepancy here with the week and the month and the day and the hourly. We'll see what happens. You can take calls on this one at 58.57. Would not be on my top 5. Probably not anywhere close, really. But if it breaks, and it's a good trade, so we can look at taking it. Okay, Pinterest, PINS, 2 down, finish green. There was a lot of these, but again, this could just easily become a 2-2 continuation and continue its downtrend. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. It's very, very possible. That's why I'm a little uneasy on most of these plays. So calls at 21.23 on Pinterest. Snap SNAP, I think, had an inside bar. It did. Now, inside bars, because we've talked a little bit about them with the inside bars and Jermaine and Cyberdog and the Strat Soldier. Inside bars, okay? If you guys are new, let's talk about this a little bit. The people who have followed me for a while, take a little breather as we go through this. Inside bars, they do not break the high. They do not break the low of the previous candle. They stay within the range, okay? So we're in the range. When you see these yellow bars, they are there because of the Griswold Strat indicator. You purchase it, one time, $25 fee. You get it for life. If we upgrade it, there's no extra fees, okay? So that Griswold Strat indicator gives you these IB tabs and paints the inside bars yellow. So when you see the inside bars yellow, I want you to think of a spring becoming compacted and loaded. And when we see that, we expect the probability of this thing breaking out is very, very good. So just like we had on this one, a nice break to the upside. That's why I love inside bars. That's why I tell all newcomers to play them, because they're very easy to spot and they're easy to play. Okay, so calls on this one at $11.02, puts at $10.62. Space, 2 down, finish green. We can look for calls on this one, $6.21. The Twitter, 2 down, finish green. We'll look for calls on this one as well at $40.96. Next up is XOP. Okay, guys, so these plays here, these oil and gas, they're all basically the same. So we've got really good time frame continuity. We've got an inside bar. I would look for calls on this one at 149.84, puts at 146.57. I would like to see this trend up. Again, XLU is another one. Inside bar, same thing. Utilities, gas and utilities are all telling us the same thing. Okay, so calls at 76.54, puts at 75.90. Again, I would look for this to trend up. XLV, same thing. Inside bar. This is healthcare though, okay? So inside bar, calls at 129.98, puts at 129.04. And guys, welcome to the top 5. Let's get started on this stuff. Number 1 on the list, here we go, double inside bars. Again, we go talk about Strat Soldier. He will not trade this thing until it breaks out of this inside bar to one side or the other. He's not telling you not to play this as an actionable signal. This is an actionable signal. He's saying don't play it within, while it's still stuck inside that inside bar. That's all he's saying. Okay, so calls at 27.91, puts at 26.51 for the break of these double inside bars. Now, if we go back in time, let's do this. They're very rare setups, these double inside bars, and this blue indicator, this blue line, that's given to you with the Strat indicator as well. You can find that in the Discord. You can find it in the link in the description below as well. Double inside bar, trigger, not quite targets, but that was a really nice win on Upstart. Number 2, and these are in no particular order, this is Fubo. Fubo has a 3-1 setup, so outside bar, inside bar setup. You see this gold bar, the Griswold Strat gives you that gold bar, so you can easily see these setups as well. 3-1, we can take calls at $4.29, puts at $3.93 on Fubo. We had some really good trades on Fubo not too long ago when it had that huge run up. Last time there was a 3-1 setup on Fubo, here we are, 3-1, and they had this big gap down. So you would have played the gap if you wanted to. Here's another 3-1, right? Trigger, target, boom, good play. 3-1, trigger, target, boom, good play. And you guys should go back and look at these on your own and see how well they worked. It's a high probability play. Okay, so that's why we mark them out as such. So again, I gave you the calls, I gave you the puts. Let's move on to number 3, which is eBay. eBay has an inside bar with a inverse hammer or a shooter candle. So this is something I would look to trend down, but maybe we're at the bottom here and we have a little bit of an update. So calls at 46.26, puts at 45.17 on eBay. I don't think the spreads on eBay are great, but you can check them out in the morning. Moderna, tight little inside bar on Moderna, and you can see these bars are just getting tighter, tighter, tighter. So this is a tight little bar on Moderna. We've got full time frame continuity to the downside. So we'll see if this thing continues that way with puts at 140.63 and calls at 144.20. What are we looking at there? 25, 24. Okay, so that is, what do we got there? 4. Number 5 is Roku. Roku has an inside bar. Okay, so we can look for puts on this one at 68.71, calls at 70.92. And then the 2 bonus plays, guys. KOLD. Natural gas ETF. Okay, 3-1 setup. Calls at 10.86, puts at 10.08. I don't know what the spreads look like on these. I haven't looked. I've never even had these on my charts before, but I pulled them up off a run strat. They were there, so I'm going to show them to you guys, and you guys can check them out in the morning. And the last bonus play here is Twillo. TWLO has a double inside bar, full time frame to the downside. You can check the spreads. You can check the premiums as well. We can look for puts on this thing. I'm not even going to take calls. you can look for calls, but puts at 72.86. First target marked out. Guys, that's a list. Make sure you're following on Twitter. Subscribe down below. Hit that bell. Give me a like. Make sure you're commenting. Get in on that Discord as well. And good luck trading Thursday, guys. I appreciate all of you. We are 25 away from 1,800. I promise you, if we hit 1,800 subscribers, if we hit that before the end of August, I would be sending somebody $50 and a Griswold Strat indicator. So 25 to go. Make sure we're retweeting this stuff and getting that out there so we can get you guys that prize money. That's it, guys. I hope you liked it. You watched till the end. There's a playlist set up for you guys and a video that is tailored for you guys that best suits your needs. So check that out at the very end of the video. Thank you guys for watching. Good luck, and we will see you all on the next one. Bye-bye.